10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We have ignition.
And Apollo 9, Houston, we've got you through the redstone, standing by.
Roger. Roger, Houston, we're about 25 feet now on the closing floor.
Copy.
All right, Houston, we're hard dock.
Roger, Apollo 9, understand hard dock. Good show.
Reported hard dock at 3:02:08.
Apollo 9, this is Houston. You are go for ejection.
Christmas, 1968, when man first cut the silver cord of Earth's gravity to orbit the moon. Saturn V had provided the power to take him there. The command and service modules had sustained him. But man cannot begin his mastery of the moon until he can land on its inhospitable surface and take off again. To do this, he needs the third basic piece of hardware, the lunar module. The lunar module is a new concept designed exclusively for use in the vacuum of space. A two-man taxi used as a shuttle between the lunar surface and the orbiting command module. But before men can use the lunar module as an operational lunar spacecraft, it must be tested in space, first in Earth orbit. This was the primary purpose of Apollo 9, the third manned Apollo mission.
12, 11, 10, 9. We have ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engines running. Commit. Liftoff. We have liftoff at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Apollo 9, you are go all the way. Everything looks good. Roger. And Apollo 9, it's 5 minutes. Everybody's happy as a clam here. Looking good.
So are we.
Very good.
Once in orbit, the crew turned the command module around preparatory to the docking with the lunar module, which was still attached to the S-4B, the third stage of their launch vehicle.
And this is Houston.
Roger, it's out there, and we're turned around and proceeding with the station keeping and docking.
Oh, tremendous, Apollo 9. Thank you. Go, Apollo 9.
We're about 25 feet now on the closing floor.
Copy.
All right, Houston, we're hard dock.
Apollo 9, understand hard dock. Good show.
The next maneuver, to activate the springs which would eject the lunar module command module configuration from the S-4B.
Apollo 9, you are go for ejection.
Roger, go for ejection. Houston, Apollo 9. We've had a successful ejection, and we're presently separating very slowly from the S-4B. We've got them in sight out all the windows.
Oh, sounds beautiful.
Next, the S-4B engine would be ignited to send it away from Apollo 9, away from possible interference with their complex mission.
Apollo 9, Houston.
Looks like we're going to be right down his tailpipe.
No ignition on the S-4B.
It's on the way. It's just like a bright star disappearing in the distance.
For the rest of the first and second days, Apollo 9 would fly in this configuration. 4 burns of the service propulsion system would optimize the orbit for the coming maneuvers. These burns could be roughly correlated to the mid-course corrections of a lunar mission. Then, on the third day, the crew cleared the tunnel connecting the command and lunar modules of the probe and drogue docking mechanism. This would open the tunnel for the transfer of McDivitt and Schweikert from the command module to the lunar module.
Houston, just for your info, tunnel clearing went pretty much according to plan.
Apollo 9, Houston's reading you loud and clear.
All right, Roger, I know a little piece of info for you. The drogue looks as good as new.
Roger, Apollo 9.
Throughout the day, McDivitt and Schweikert would test every system of the lunar module. The next day, McDivitt and Schweikert returned to the lunar module. This time, Schweikert opened the front hatch and stepped onto the front porch, the first all-up test in space of the Portable Life Support System, or PLSS, and the suit to be worn on the moon.
Okay, Spider, gum drop. The hatch is open. No sweat. It's just swings like it ought to swing. Hey, I can see Rusty's foot. Can you see me wiggling my toes?
Schweikert was attached to the lunar module only by a safety tether. With his own life support and communication systems, he was virtually an independent one-man spacecraft. His call sign as the third link in communications, Red Rover.
Oh boy, what a view. That's spectacular. It really is.
Alone in the command module, hatch opened, Dave Scott also had work to do.
Okay, Dave, come on out. Okay. I'm gonna let the camera run here. Taking pictures of everybody taking pictures. Yeah, you want to retrieve the sample? Right, that's a good idea.
But the remaining EVA, which lasted for 37 minutes, demonstrated not only that an extravehicular transfer was possible, but gave a good workout to the spacesuit and life support system that will later be worn when exploring the surface of the moon. It had been another long, hard day, the first and only EVA scheduled for Apollo until the exploration of the lunar surface. But the next day was the biggest test of them all. With McDivitt and Schweikert in the lunar module, Scott alone in the command module, the two vehicles undocked.
Spider, gum drop. I can see your jets firing just as clear as a bell.
Firing its descent engine, the lunar module would pull away from the command module to a distance of about 100 miles. Now, with the support of Mission Control, McDivitt and Schweikert would locate Scott alone in the command module and perform the critical rendezvous maneuvers, each burn representing a firing that would one day take men from the surface of the moon to the spacecraft, which would take them home again.
20 seconds.
We have ignition. Burn looks good.
It's a good burn, Dave. Oh, very good. Thank you.
The lunar module had left its bulky four-legged descent stage in orbit. Now only the ascent stage and crew would return, each burn a step in a computerized choreography which would lead to the rendezvous.
Oh, I see you out there coming in the sunlight. Great. You're the biggest blast falling eclipse star I've ever seen. Okay, we're 5 feet per second, about 610 feet. Okay. But you're upside down again. Yeah, I was just thinking one of us isn't right side up. Okay, I have us about 370 feet. Okay, looks closer than that. Doesn't it, though?
How does that sports car handle, Jim?
Pretty nice. It's going to go forward to your right a little bit, relative to your body. Well, it's translation, but I can't tell what my attitude is, Dave. If I don't see it, well, there it is, there. Now you're coming in. Keep it coming. You're almost there. You're about there. I have captain. Really good. Okay, why don't you take a break for a while? Man, when I take a break, I'm going to bed for 3 days.
It was the third manned mission of Apollo, and it was time to come down. The prime recovery area had been shifted several hundred miles because of weather conditions in the original recovery zone. With the appropriate changes made to its flight path, Apollo 9 made its final descent into the atmosphere. The crew took these pictures of the re-entry and opening of the parachutes. The 10-day mission of Apollo 9 had met all its major goals. The ability to work and make a contingency transfer in the spacesuit and the PLSS had been proven. The capability of the lunar module to fulfill its vital role in the exploration of the moon had been established. The flight of Apollo 9 showed that we are indeed ready for the next step in meeting what may be the most significant challenge of our time, the conquest of the moon.
And Apollo 9, Houston, we've got you through the redstone, standing by.
Roger. Roger, Houston, we're about 25 feet now on the closing point.
Copy.